Welcome to the Phenomenal Woman interview series, a series powered by Florian London to celebrate, highlight, and put the spotlight on women doing phenomenal things in their chosen field. Today, I've got the amazing Amanda with us. Amanda, do you want to tell us about yourself and what you do?
Yeah, sure. As you know, I'm Amanda. I am a beauty and fashion photographer. And I work in the commercial field.
Oh, wow. Okay. Thank you so much for that. Amanda, I know you're an award-winning photographer. Do you want to tell us a bit about that and how you got into photography?
Okay, I'll tell you how I got into photography. So when I was young, I stumbled across this website called Flickr. I think a lot of photographers would know about this website. I was obsessed with the website. Like, I'd go after school every day and be scrolling on the website, looking at all the pictures that photographers used to take. And I was just like amazed by the fact that you can tell a story. Someone can tell a story through a photo. I found that amazing. So upon looking at the pictures, one day I decided to take a picture by myself, a creative picture by myself. But I didn't have a camera. So what I did was I stole my dad's phone, which had a really good camera, because I was really young.
When was this?
This was like when I was like 15.
Oh, 15.
Yeah. He had a really good picture phone then. So I stole his phone and I went into the back garden and I took like some creative artistic pictures of myself, and I've still got those pictures on my Flickr. I still got them. So and then I took some artistic pictures of myself looking sad, just playing with emotions. And then I'd post them on Flickr, and then I'd get like likes and comments, and people would encourage me. And because of that, I kind of almost did it like every day and posted it on Flickr every day. And I started building a little bit of a community there on Flickr. And that's how it started, really. Then from there, like a lot of my friends in school would say, oh, can you take some pictures for my Facebook profile picture? Because they'd see like my pictures were good. So that's how it started.
Okay.
And then
you got into, so you're self-taught?
I am fully self-taught, yeah.
Oh wow. What was the award that you won? Becoming an award-winning?
Basically, I didn't study photography in school. As you know, I'm Nigerian, and Nigerian parents and photography is like
it doesn't.
So it's either be, if you're not an engineer or a lawyer or a doctor or a nurse, you're nothing. So I just thought, okay. Well, I spoke to my dad, and my dad was like, you're good at English, why don't you study law? So I said, okay, fine, I'll study law, which I did. I went to uni and studied law for 3 years. I worked in a law firm for like a year, but I found it so like boring because it's not
your passion.
Yeah. I'm a creative, like I'm adventurous, like I'll be at work on the computer and my mind's like going off like, oh, this concept, blah, blah, blah. So I decided to quit my job, and because I was really young. I was like 21, 22. I decided to quit my job and come to London and try and pursue my dreams.
So was this all in Nigeria?
Actually, no. So
okay.
So let me tell you, I came from Nigeria to Manchester when I came, and I was around 10 years old.
Okay.
Then we stayed in Manchester till around 4 years ago when I came to London to pursue my dreams.
Okay. Oh, so you came to London 4 years ago?
Yeah, 4 years ago.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sometimes when I think back at it, I'm like, wow, like I've only been here 4 years and I feel like
You've done so much.
Yeah. Like not like in a like big-headed way or anything like that, but it's like I've
achieved a lot.
In 4 years.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
So you've been doing this for quite a bit. You mentioned it just now that you quit your job or you quit studying law to become a creative. I'm sure there are people listening right now, maybe from your background or similar background, that would like to pursue that, creative, I don't know, become a creative as opposed to working a 9 to 5. What advice would you give them?
Ooh, okay. I'd give them lots of advice, but if I could say one thing, it would be to really master your craft, whatever it is.
Of course.
If it's like makeup or hair or photography or art, just really, really, really learn about the industry, try and refine your craft and be really good at what you do. I think that's really important before you say, I'm going to quit my job and and you do this thing full time when you're not good at it, you know?
Yeah, of course,
So yeah, really refine your skills.
So did you have a mentor, or do you have anybody that kind of just inspired you or influenced you on your journey to becoming an award-winning photographer?
I had inspirations, I'd say, but they were all online. And we exchanged messages here and there on Flickr, because there was a community of photographers on Flickr. And there was one particular photographer, she was called Rosie Hardy. She's from Manchester as well.
Okay.
And I just thought her work was like incredible. Like, as I said, the fact that if you, afterwards, maybe I'll show you her work. She can, like, it's just amazing. And so sometimes I'd message her and say, oh, how do you do this? Or how do you do that? And she'd just give me tips here and there. But she was a huge inspiration for me. Lara Jade as well was a huge inspiration. I think, and another photographer called Nima Benetti was a huge inspiration as well. And looking back at it, I think I found them as inspiration because they were women in photography.
Yes, of course. If
you think about it, if I'm thinking about it now, so I was drawn to their work.
Yeah. How important would you say is the power of community? Because what you said now, you had a community to fall back on, women that were sort of your mentors, and you can go back to ask a question. How important would you say community is, a mentor, and finding a mentor?
Yeah, I feel like communities are very important, very, very important, because being a creative it can be quite lonely sometimes, because but I'm my business. So when you have that community, when you go through struggles, it's always important to have someone to speak to, and someone that's been through it before, that kind of thing. So
yeah, that's really good. Yeah. So what advice would you give someone listening right now that would like to turn their passion of photography into a career? What is the one advice you give them? Because I know that, I mean, your Instagram is glossy, you've got the blue tick on it as well, but what advice would you give someone that would like to chase their passion and become a photographer?
The thing is, I really thought about that question. And I feel like there's so many things I would say. Like that's why I'm doing my whole masterclass about this, from passion to business. I want to teach creatives how to turn your passion into a business, because it's not just one advice. There's a whole array of things. But for me, I think one thing that is really important that I would advise someone, especially as an aspiring photographer, is not to focus too much on your gear. Because what photographers tend to do is try and buy like the latest, most expensive gears and cameras, thinking that that's what's going to make their pictures amazing. But it's not. I started with my dad's camera phone, and I used to take those pictures and post it on Flickr, and they were okay. They were okay. But I feel like that helped me refine like my skill in terms of like focusing more on who I'm shooting or what I'm shooting, as opposed to like looking at the camera settings and making sure it's all perfect. So I think don't invest too much in your gear. Like just get whatever you need to get to do the job that you need to do, and focus on that first before investing in thousands and thousands of pounds of gear.
You've shot a lot of different celebrities, a lot of influencers. What is your photography style and vision?
Okay. It's definitely changed over the years. When I first started, it was like predominantly beauty, because I love beauty. I love makeup. I love hair. I love lashes, all of that. But I think as I'm growing a little bit older, I love to capture people's essence. When I like sit down and speak to someone and I get to know their story, I start to see you in a way, and then that's what I get inspired by. So I like to capture people by their essence, basically.
By their essence.
Yeah.
What's the hardest pictures or photos that you've taken? When is it difficult?
It's difficult, I think, when the team is not what's the word? When they're not cooperative.
Yeah, of course.
Is that the word? Cooperative.
Yeah, cooperative. Yeah, that's the word.
Yeah. I think that's when it's difficult. So the hardest photo I've ever taken, it's not because of the photo itself. The photo was easy, but I think it's the whole
behind the scenes
kind of thing. It was
like a difficult person, or just difficult
situation and circumstances. Yeah. Should I tell you the story?
Yeah, if you want to, you can.
Okay.
You can share it.
So I was in Nigeria.
Oh, it has to be. It has to be Nigeria. Divas.
Literally, I was in Nigeria, so I thought I'm gonna try and arrange a photo shoot whilst I'm here, shoot with some Nigerian models, like do something creative. So I went online and I booked a studio.
Yeah.
In Nigeria that I thought was like a studio because it looked nice online. I was like, okay, cool. So I booked the studio. I booked the model, everything ready to go. And then I arrive at the studio, and I go in, and I see that it's an aquarium.
What?
An aquarium.
Wow, really?
Yeah. So I'm like, okay, maybe I'm in the wrong place. And then I go in, and they're like, no, this is the studio. And 1 second, let's just bring the backgrounds out and cover the fish tanks.
Wow.
Yeah.
Can only be Nigeria.
Nigeria. I was just like, okay.
Oh, yes, I can see what you mean.
Yeah, so the circumstances were just like, it was really hard to work in that space, and I had to do a lot of bending and yeah, but we got there.
So as you overcome challenges, not just that story, because being an entrepreneur, I know you're a photographer, but also you're an entrepreneur because it's a business. How do you overcome challenges and how do you turn them around in your favor? Because anyone that's an entrepreneur will understand that this constant challenge that you have to overcome. And I say it as well, that what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
100%. It's so true. It's what you've said. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. I think I have this mentality that I like a challenge. It's hard in the moment, but I know that once you overcome it, it's like it makes you stronger.
Yeah, of course.
So I just try to deal with it as best as I can. And I know that it's going to be part of my story. It's part of my journey, and it's normal.
It's normal.
Yeah.
Of
So
course.
just find a way.
What makes a good photographer, in your opinion?
What makes a good photographer? I think it's someone who cares about their subject. That's what makes a good photographer.
Yeah.
If you genuinely care about who it is that you're taking the picture of, or what it is that you're taking a picture of, you will try your best to capture that thing in the best way you think possible. So I think someone who cares.
Someone who cares
about the subject or the
about
person.
the subject.
That
makes a good photographer.
Yeah.
I mean, you've shot so many different celebrities. Were you ever excited about someone that has contacted you and said, "Oh, can you shoot me for this project?" Have you ever had like a me?
Yeah, kind of moment.
Have you ever had that moment, or is
so
it
many
all the time now?
So many. Yeah. Even till now, like there's still so many people that I would love to shoot and I'd be excited to shoot for. But I think one that was like I was so excited for was when Steph London and Miss Banks contacted me to shoot the front cover of their single called Dip. I was so excited because I absolutely love both of them, and they're so creative as well. So I knew that shooting them would be so fun, and we could play with like concepts and ideas, and so that was really fun. And it matched. When I met them as well, it was like they were amazing. They were so nice, and we shot amazing pictures.
Yeah, that's good. I mean, you've spoken about women coming to support you in the past. Why do you think it's so important for women to support each other? Because I say this all the time, that it's collaboration over competition.
100%.
Why would you say it's important for we as women to support each other?
There's so many reasons I'd say. Like I can give you a whole essay about why women should support each other. But I think one thing is we as women, we like wear so many hats. Like we do so many things on a daily basis. We have our business, you have your family life, you have this, you have that. So it's always good to support another woman, to just help lighten that burden and help someone else. Because when you help someone, you can help yourself as well. So that's why I think it's important.
Yeah, so just sort of, when you help somebody else, I mean, shining the light on somebody else doesn't dim your own light. 100%. So it's always important for us as women to celebrate one another, highlight one another's success, and
100%.
And one another's achievement. Okay, given your journey so far, what advice would you give your younger self?
Is this in relation to photography or just like generally?
Just in general, life in general.
I think to just have more faith in yourself. Because growing up, I was like really shy, and I was always like doubtful of myself and my capabilities. The advice I'd give to my younger self is to just believe in yourself and like walk in your power, basically.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
I mean, you mentioned doubt, and I'm just gonna drill in on that because part of being an entrepreneur, like I speak to so many different women that want to start a business, but they're waiting for perfection. They're
Yeah.
waiting to have everything. They're doubting themselves. How did you overcome self-doubt? Because I think that is so important for young women listening to this now.
100%, yeah. My motto now is progress over perfection.
Yeah.
I did have a mentor actually. He wasn't a photographer or anything, but he always used to push me to do the things I was scared of. So even if I took a picture that I didn't like or whatever, usually if I take a picture I don't like to share it anywhere. I'll just keep it in my hard drives. No one needs to see it. No one needs to see it.
No.
But he'd force me to post every single picture you take, and he just pushed
Put
me.
yourself out there,
Yeah,
of course.
yeah. And I think at that young age, when I say young age, it was like a few years ago. This was like,
A few years ago, of course.
But he really like pushed me and, encouraged me to just try and do something different.
Yeah. You never know till you've tried.
100%. 100%. Yeah.
So important.
I love trying new things now. I love it because it's like.
So there's no fear of rejection.
Yeah.
Because I think now we all care so much about what other people think, especially with social media, Instagram.
Yeah.
You post a picture, you're waiting
for likes.
And it's just so unhealthy. So I think it's important to just bring yourself out of your shell and
100%.
This is me and just be confident in yourself. So you're so right. Yeah.
Even if you don't get the likes that you want or don't get the comments, if you like the picture, that's what it's all about.
You like the picture, post it. Yeah, of course. Yeah, celebrate yourself and be your own cheerleader.
100%.
It's so important.
100%. You're not doing it for likes or comments. You're doing it for yourself.
Yeah. And I think all I'm hearing in my head is you just need to be authentic. Being authentic to yourself is what people will eventually come to love about you.
So true.
Yeah, you're right about that. So what next for you? What do you have up your sleeve? Do you want to share it with us?
Yeah. So as I think I mentioned this earlier, I'm doing a masterclass with Fujifilm where I'm going to be teaching students how to take a beauty portrait. And I'm also going to be teaching them the business of photography. So how to take your passion and turn it into a business.
Wow.
So I'm going to have this one-day masterclass in April, on April 10th, where I'm going to have a whole bunch of students, and then I'm going to have the team from Fujifilm as well available to provide cameras for every single one of the attendees.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
For free?
No, yeah, for free on the day, just to use on the day.
Oh, to use on the day,
yes,
of course.
To shoot with the professional team that I will have on the day. So I'll teach them how to shoot, then they get to shoot. And then, so it's going to be amazing.
So that sounds really exciting. Where would you be shooting that? Would it be in your studio?
Yeah, so this is going to be at a studio in West London.
Okay.
So I'll send the address to anyone who books and stuff, obviously.
Yeah,
so,
of course, yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much
you're
for
welcome.
joining us.
You're
You're
welcome.
absolutely phenomenal.
Thank you.
And I wish you all the best
Thank you.
in your business.
Thank you. Thank you so much.